Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Make It Work with Mouse. If you're new here, my name is Melissa and welcome. Thank you so much for coming to watch. This channel is in the transition period. We're getting to be discussing some meaningful conversations. I really hope that you'll like it and stay with us. So you guys, you honestly know that last week I started something that I did to promote my channel because I'm not trying to be very consistent. I honestly want to say thank you so much to everybody who took time to enter the competition. And today, the good thing is we have our winner, guys. So to my friends who really made an effort to support even when they didn't even mean to win, I just want to say thank you and I really appreciate you. So without wasting much time, let's get into today's video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing 3 things that I think are so imminent to your self-development journey. The reason why I decided to talk about these things is because they are the center and the basis of your journey. Self-development is something that's so nice but not quite easy to do, and you could use these 3 things to just help you in your daily life. These are the things that don't need money, they don't need so much effort or anything extra. It just takes you and your decision on how you're gonna be spending your time and the things that you're gonna be doing. So I really hope that somebody will find this video helpful. Alright guys, so the first thing that I'm going to tell you is reading. I know reading is not something that's so easy to do, but once you give yourself that culture, it really helps you get into it with all the expectation that you can possibly have. Some of us actually last opened a book to read the day they wrote their last exam, be it in college, in high school, or wherever, and they forgot that there's something called reading. If you're on a self-development journey like me, you can actually find that reading books can really entirely help you change your mindset. Other thing that you can consider doing is reading some character development books, some books that can help you improve your mind. The thing with reading is just more like traveling, according to me, because the moment that you only stay in one place with the only things that you see, your mind is bound to be limited. But reading is like you're talking to a multitude of people from different kinds of backgrounds who get different kinds of experiences, and most of the times with reading you find that you get to relate to some of the things. And you know what that does? That actually has a potential to teach you better, because you're actually reading someone's emotions, someone's experiences, the wins, the challenges, and all that. Sometimes you can really see yourself through just reading books, and you'll find that the way that you start approaching situations change, the way you start just applying the information you would have learned. When somebody writes about something, there is some personal experiences attached, there is a passion, there is an experience, there are emotions that they are trying to communicate with you. And the thing about human beings is that we kind of relate to each other on one level or the other. Reading a book, you may find an author who really just writes something that mirrors you, and you find the joy in learning from that person, and it actually becomes good. The thing that I've seen with reading is that it gives you some clarity, because when you are reading, it's an uninterrupted flow that's going on, a little different from having a conversation. In this way, you are taking in information. Of course, you're gonna take in what resonates with you and let go what you think would not work. But most of the times, the things that you read hardly leave your head. So the moment that you really go deep into reading things, you get to learn, you get to improve yourself, you get to improve your knowledge, and you get to actually improve the way that you see life. If you're somebody who really wants to start this reading thing, I would advise that think of the area that you really know you need some development, you need to improve on, and find authors who really wrote about that. You find that reading becomes so amazing because every other day you are actually discovering something new, something that you never really knew existed, and you actually get amazed at the experiences of people out there. The second thing that I'd like us to talk about, guys, is speaking life on your life, because we want so many things and so many things happen. We get disturbances, we get some hiccups, we get some detours, we get anything, or even some distractions. Some distractions are so painful, while some distractions, they really look like they are serving a nice purpose. So I feel like we are in a position to create our reality in most of the times, but we just don't realize it, because in our minds we always feel like we may have control in certain areas, but we really don't have control in other areas. But I feel like the energy that you give out there in regards to anything is what you attract back in your life. If you're that kind of a negative person, you don't think you deserve anything good to happen to you, you don't think you can actually do great in certain areas, it's just always going to remain like that. Because if you're a Christian like me, even the Bible says that as a man thinketh, so is he. So whatever that you think about is what you actually end up become. Sadly, if you always think that you are an unlucky person, good things don't happen to you, it's always gonna be like that. So it actually just encourages that you want to see some change in your life. You need to make it a habit to speak good things over you. Because somebody actually, in fact, I think I read or I heard somebody say this: there are so many people against you out there. You don't want to join their team and start looking down on yourself. So be that kind of a person. You know how to speak good things over your life, and until you start believing those good things about yourself, so that even when somebody discredits you or treats you bad or what, it's not going to get into your head, it's not going to shape the way that you see yourself, because you know who you are. It gives you some character, because once you start speaking good things on you, it's hard for you to even speak bad things about other people. You start seeing how good it is to speak good things on a life. Because if you're that kind of a person who sees everything in the negative light, you don't see anything in the positive, it's so hard for you to contribute positively to somebody else who's next to you. So when you practice this thing of speaking things like good things over yourself, it becomes easy even for you to do the same to other people and all that. So I feel like of development, you get into different things, you get into different routines, you start different cycles, systems, and all that. You try to set up things that really work for you and can be able to develop you. So speaking good things over yourself is something that nobody can even take away from you. It takes your mouth, guys. It just takes you opening your mouth over yourself to say, hey, you are bam, you are so good in anything that you do. Because it doesn't make sense that you are over here looking down on yourself and you want other people to think great about you. This is something that probably rips everything that we've been talking about, and it's consistency. Let's say you have embarked on a reading journey, you have embarked on speaking good things over your life. These things need to be habits, and the only way you can transfer them to being part of your daily habits is through consistency. Not anymore. In fact, let me say I was guilty, but right now not anymore. Because when you set your mind on doing something, you want to see it doing something. You know, you want to see, if it's a project, you want to see a project to the end. If it's a business, you always want to be there, you always want to show up and stuff like that. I think consistency is one of the ways that you can greatly challenge yourself into developing yourself, because this actually makes you do things that you know really matter to you. Because once you think of consistency, you don't want to disappoint yourself. And in order for you not to waste time doing things that don't serve you, choose the goals that you know you can stick to and can help you. And the reason why it's always important to do things for you is because you are driven. You don't want to disappoint yourself. So be consistent. If you choose that, you know what, I'm gonna follow this, follow it. If you know that you want to improve yourself in education, go ahead and do that and keep the momentum. You don't need to give up when things get harder. You don't need to draw back and stuff like that. So I'm also working on being consistent myself. It takes a lot of discipline. That's one thing that I can tell you guys. It's not something that's just gonna boom happen. I'm consistent, I'm gonna be consistent. It's easy to say than to actually do. But once you master being consistent, actually I feel like your discipline will be on another level, because you can do something with nobody pushing you. So with consistency, I think that you get to practice on certain things and practices that you actually want to do. And with personal development, this is actually the one that rips everything up, guys. So take being consistent seriously. You can start small. I am somebody who doesn't want things to get harder, because when they get harder, I keep pushing. But I'll always tell you what, always start small. Don't put yourself in the deep end until you know how much you can take in. So you want to be consistent, start with the small things. Well, I can actually use one of the things that I didn't know was a thing until recently. Making your bed first thing in the morning. For me, that's like brushing my teeth. Like, I don't need to be reminded. But I actually see that a lot of people, it's actually something to talk about. So if you're that kind of a person who just rushes out of their bed to start the day, take your time every day. Make it a practice. You may not be good at it, but the fact that you do it would make a difference. So make it a habit that in the morning you make your bed if you don't already. Like, you're consistent with taking a shower. Well, I hope you are. So with so many things, you can just see what is it exactly that you do. Those goals that you wrote down, that mission statement you wrote to yourself, I think these are the things that you really need to take seriously, because nobody else is gonna do for you. These are the things that are entirely a personal responsibility. So I really hope you guys will stay reminded of being consistent. I'm also working on it. We are developing together. Nobody has figured out life yet. Yeah, I'm just sharing with you the things that I'm actually personally using in my life, so that self-development becomes something that's attainable, that's achievable, and you can look back and say, this year I actually did this for myself and it worked out. I set my mind on this and I did it to the end and stuff like that. That's the whole point, guys. So alright guys, I really hope that you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you.